Well, it's day 2 now, and we've found out about the harsh realities of taking on the Great Rod Race, because yesterday we spent all day out on Loch Corrib, and to be honest, I think we blew it really.
Yeah.
We went for the biggest fish in the lake, the ferox trout, and to be fair, Mick, we should have just tried to catch a regular brownie, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we caught a small one, and I think we fished well, to be honest, but, you know, there's time before the ferry goes to get a bigger one, maybe.
I mean, bear in mind, we've never caught or even seen a ferox trout, so we decided to spend our first day fishing for them. It's not a great idea,
No.
but anyway, it was quite interesting to see how our mood changed, wasn't it? Because we got that pike early on, and we were really up for it. Then we got little brown trout. We thought, well, you know, maybe things are going to happen. But I'll tell you what, several hours later, by the time it got dark last night, and we packed the boat away in the pitch black and had dinner at midnight, we were lower than a rattlesnake's belly in a wagon rut, I'll tell you. And we've woken up today, and the weather's got even worse, as you can see. But we've got to try and retrieve this thing. We've had a good word with ourselves, and we've decided we've got to catch a regular brown trout, and we're going to go fly fishing with a local angler, the guy we're staying with actually, Jim Glynn. Now, Jim's a fly fisherman, he knows the loch, and although this weather's not great for filming and stuff, it's actually not bad trout weather. And I think if we can't catch a fish with Jim, then we've had it really. Well, there's several ways to approach these Irish waters in terms of flies, but the most popular way is to use a fairly long rod. This one's actually 10 feet long. Some people use slightly longer, some slightly shorter. This is a floating line, and I've got 3 flies in this team. Some people like 4 actually, but in this sort of wind, probably 3 is a better bet for avoiding tangles and things. This is the fly on the top dropper. This is a real attractor fly called an octopus, and you can see that it's got quite a big hackle on it and a wing, and in fact this one is very bright colours, yellow and green, and that's quite important because Jim reckons that at the moment the fish are feeding on Daphnia, and they'll respond to yellow and green flies, particularly on dull days when the Daphnia, which is a tiny sort of little water flea, really microscopic in size, the huge clouds of them move up towards the surface and the trout come with them, and they'll take these brightly coloured flies. And then on the middle dropper, this fly here's a sunk daddy long legs. You can see it's got knotted legs, sparse wing, and a nice dub body. This is one of Jim's actually. He tied this one up himself. Gave me it last night. And then down on the point, the lowest fly in the team of 3, I've got a dabbler fly. This is a very traditional Irish loch fly. You can get them in different colours. They've got a kind of mallard wing and then slightly hackled body. This one's quite a dark fly, as you can see. And that's a fairly typical Irish team of 3 flies. And with any luck, even though the wind's blowing, we might even be able to fluke a trout on one of them. We'll see.
Now lads, this is a good old spot.
What we're doing is stripping wet flies quite quickly through the wave. Obviously you've got to try and bring the fly line in faster than the boat is drifting, and then right at the end of the cast on these big waters, the idea is to dibble the top fly in the wave for a second before you lift off, just in case a trout is following, and you might be able to induce him to take it.
He's a monster.
Matt's in.
He's off.
Oh, well done that you raised one.
We were close then. That wasn't a big fish, but it was a trout. Unlucky there, Mick.
Yeah. But Jim was right, we're over the fish.
And there's one of the best fishermen on the loch.
Do you get many cormorants on here nowadays?
We do, yeah, we get a good few actually, you know. There's a couple of them floating around here. There are a lot of fish in here at the moment, because the river behind us, they run it to spawn, which means the plus side there's a lot of fish here. The negative side is they're not as keen to take unless conditions are absolutely right.
So, why is this particular spot so good, Jim?
There's a lot of fish. Oh,
Yeah, there's one. Yeah. Woohoo!
I told you.
Yes, sirree, Bob. This is a golden trout, Mick. And they really do go here on Corrib. Hard fighting fish. And we're going to net this one because this is a really, really important fish for us. It's not a huge trout, actually, Jim. I've
Yeah, he isn't
seen
actually
it,
that
but
big.
it's a nice fish.
He's all right.
is.
Nothing wrong with him. Nothing wrong with him at all. Oh, gotcha.
Hey! We've got one brownie.
Well done.
We've got a brownie. Thank you very much, sir. Brilliant, Jim.
Well done, Matt.
Unhooking. Well, they grow a lot bigger here, of course, in the Corrib, don't they?
They do, yeah.
You get some huge fish. There it is. When you look at the brown trout, you can see why they're so highly prized with that fabulous mixture of black spots. Some of them have some red spots too. Beautiful golden colours here in the Corrib. They're magnificent fish. Let's just pop that hook out, Jim.
He's like a doctor.
It's really difficult in this wave, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Fishing's difficult and hook is difficult. Beautiful. Well, there you go. Worth its weight in gold. We're off the mark. Species number 1. I'm going to put this one back into the Corrib.
Long hours of boredom followed by seconds of excitement, you know.
Similar to being married, really.
Well, what do you think of that, Brownie?
Well, Matt, I can say with all dishonesty, I've enjoyed every second of it.
You didn't look like it, I'll tell you. But at least we've caught up a little bit of time. We managed a brown trout on what was a pretty desperate day. It's been really windy. And thankfully it's calming off now, so let's hope the old weather picks up. Because, to be perfectly honest, even though we have caught that brown trout, and I think we've done well to do it today, we've still lost time. So we've got some catching up to do.